The catch basin is the first line of defense in protecting our water and maintaining a healthy stormwater system. Properly inspecting the catch basin begins even before we leave the shop, by making sure we have the right tools and safety gear. Good work gloves are a must, and if you're near a road, you may also need safety cones and a reflective vest. You'll also need a catch basin puller or another way to open the grate, as well as the other tools we'll talk about in this video. Now let's visit Mark, a City of Bellingham stormwater inspector, and find out more about inspecting and maintaining our catch basin.
After you've cleaned the dust and the debris, the pebbles, any weeds that might be growing around the area, after you've cleaned that off, you're ready to pop the catch basin lid. You're going to take your catch basin lid puller, insert it into one of the grate slats. You want to make sure that the back area has plenty of room. You're not going to be stepping out into a lane of traffic or something along those lines. One of the things you always want to remember is that a square catch basin lid can fall in. Square lids fall in, round lids don't. And you want to pull the catch basin back, straight back in one clean motion if at all possible. That will greatly reduce the possibilities of your lid falling in.
If you find the lid is stuck, a second person can help by gently tapping around the lid with a hammer or mallet. This will loosen the lid so it can be removed.
You'll see me today using a catch basin lid puller. You don't have to have one of these. You can use a crowbar. You could actually weave some rope through the slats in the grate. The most important thing is to be sure to lift properly and keep safety in mind. I like the word debris when we're talking about stormwater, because debris does not necessarily have to be man-made. It can be vegetation and debris as well, or natural. If it stops the flow of water from entering the catch basin, then it's debris and it needs to be removed. And once you've got one item in there, a big stick, then what happens is other debris, plastic bags or leaves, get hung up on that stick, and that's what then starts to create your obstruction, and it prevents water from flowing down into the conveyance system. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take the garbage out. That's why you have gloves. Depending on the depth of the catch basin, you might need a rake or some sort of tool that can go down there and actually hook or grab the garbage and debris. Again, this one's pretty short, so I'm just going to reach down here. And again, doesn't matter, a stick is still debris. So you can tell it's not necessarily glamorous work, but it is something that most anybody can do themselves. If you do it yourself, you can save that money too, versus hiring somebody to come in and clean this out for you. So the catch basin is clean now, except for the sediment down at the bottom, and that's what we're gonna get next. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the sediment in the bottom of the sump area of the catch basin. Basically, you can use a rod, a shovel, a stake, or even a stick will work. You just go down, you find the top of that sediment, and then you push it on down until you get to the bottom of the catch basin. What I can do now is I can come back up and I can say that this catch basin has this much sediment and dirt in it. It should be cleaned. There's a number of ways to get that sediment out. The old shovel and bucket is one method. Depending on the season, if it's dry enough, I've actually had people come over with shop vacs and just vacuum the bottom of it. And of course, there are companies out there that have basically giant vacuum cleaners on the back of trucks, and it's called a Vector truck, and they'll come over and they'll lower a big pipe down into the catch basin and they'll just suck everything out. Any one or all of those methods are definitely acceptable. And remember, we're not necessarily looking for the catch basin to be spotless clean, just clean enough to where there's no pollutants moving downstream.
When testing for sediment accumulation, you're looking to see how much sediment is built up in the bottom of the catch basin. If the sediment is within 6 inches from the lowest pipe or over 60% full, it's time to remove the sediment. Proper disposal will depend on the activities and pollutants on site. If a catch basin is on your property, then it's your responsibility to dispose of the waste according to local laws. Catch basin sediment from residential areas, if no spills are evident or known, can be disposed of as regular solid waste. Catch basins in commercial and industrial areas, and areas used for chemical and hazardous waste storage or equipment maintenance, may collect toxic chemicals in the runoff. For information on how to dispose of catch basin sediment in commercial or industrial areas, contact your local stormwater utility or public works department. Finally, check for any structural issues. Cracks in the vault walls, joints that are not well mortared, or poorly fitting lids, all need to be fixed. It's best to fix minor problems right away before they become major issues. Here are 3 tips for maintaining your catch basin. First, sweep your lot regularly to reduce the need for catch basin cleaning. Store chemicals and other dirty materials under cover so rain won't wash them down the storm drain. Don't wash vehicles or equipment into areas that drain into the stormwater system. It all comes back to common sense. Don't forget, only rain is allowed in the storm drain. Catch basin inserts are useful in some locations, such as gravel parking lots and construction areas. Catch basin inserts are primarily useful in removing large debris such as dirt clods or rocks. They do little to remove dissolved pollutants. If you install an insert, it is critical to maintain it properly, or it could create more problems than it will solve. You'll need to check it frequently and remove sediment and debris. Otherwise, the sediment will become resuspended and could clog up the catch basin, which can lead to flooding. You should check the outside of the grate monthly to ensure the unobstructed flow of water into the catch basin, and to check for any buildup of debris. The interior should be checked at least once a year or after major storms. If there is a source of sediment, such as a gravel parking lot, nearby construction site, or exposed soil, then you should check more often. Always keep records and photos of inspections and any work you do. Record keeping helps you determine the rate of sediment buildup and helps you develop an appropriate maintenance schedule. Also, photos and records can protect you if legal questions arise regarding your responsibilities. One of the most important things is knowing your responsibilities. If you're not sure where your property lines are, get a map from your local jurisdiction. Know what is public and private. For more information, visit www.cob.org and search for Stormwater University.